Hello, everyone. My name is Doris. It is Thursday, August 18th, 2016. My name is Doris, and this is the Knit and Pearl Podcast, episode 106. The title says Knitting Troubles. I wanted to call it When Knitting Attacks, knitting gone wrong, or all of those things. Anyway, we will find out more about that later. You can find the show notes for this podcast on knitandpearl.net. The Pearl is Pearl, and there is a link down below. If you're new to this podcast, thank you so much for coming and spending a few minutes with me, especially since I know that there are so many other ones. But I hope that if you find something of entertainment and inspiration, that you will click that button over there and subscribe, and that you'll go over here and you'll give me a thumbs up and you'll leave a comment below. And I would thank you so much. And if you are returning, you guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. So, in social media, I don't even know. I've done this like 2 or 3 times. I hope I'm not repeating myself. Social media, I am One Fine Cow on Ravelry and Twitter, which is all spelled out, lowercase. I am One Fine Design, the number 1 on Facebook and Etsy, and I'm looking at my notes over here. And I am Doris M. Smith, all lowercase and smooshed together on Instagram. Again, there are links to each of those social medias, so you can go to the show notes and click on those, and you can follow me. And I would love that, and I will follow you back, because I like to look at things. This podcast has a Ravelry group, which is the Knit and Pearl Podcast group. We don't have any new members this week, but we have a load of birthdays. Since this is a 2-week episode, I didn't film last week because knitting was attacking crazy and I was not in the mood. So anyway, birthdays. Ravelry group birthday shout outs. Cece Knits, who is Carolyn. Her birthday was on the 16th of August. We have RNT1946, who is Tammy. Her birthday was on August 12th. Lady in 1048, who is Deborah. Her birthday was on the 14th. Dragon Lady, who is Yvonne. Her birthday is on Saturday the 20th. Nomi Knitter, who is Luann. Her birthday is also on Saturday, August the 20th. Erica E., who is Erica, her birthday is on the 24th. So, ladies, happy birthday. I hope that you did have or will have a wonderful birthday, that you get to do the things that you want to do, that you get to spend time with friends and family, and that you get wonderful gifts, hopefully of the fibery kind, and that you eat cake because it's your birthday. Eat cake. Okay, that moves us into the knit-alongs. So we are in deep. We are in knee-deep on the July-August knit-along, which is a Christmas in July-August knit-along that we are co-hosting with the Never Cast Off podcast group. Again, links are in the show notes to their group so that you can double and triple and double dip. So the rules for this knit along is that you must be a member of the group to qualify for prizes. The CAL started on July 1st and will end August 31st. So post any item. No, you can post as many items as completed using at least 50 grams of yarn. Hopefully those will be your Christmas gifts for your friends and family. Like I said, double dipping is welcome and encouraged. The prize draw already did into July, but the grand prize will be at the end. So what I said last time I podcast, and I just want to make sure everybody is clear on this. At the end of July, I drew for a small gift for those who were posting in July. At the end, there will be grand prizes, and that drawing will include the whole cow, all of the finished objects from July to August. So the grand prizes are from Sheila from the Never Cast Off podcast, who also has an Etsy store. Thank God for Bags. Gifted us this lovely bag. Lovely Christmas bag. Here is her little logo or tag. Do I have it upside down? Yes, I do. Thank God for Bags. It's a beautiful Christmas bag. It's got a beautiful Christmassy zipper pull with a spinning wheel and a lovely handle. But on the inside, there is more gorgeous fabric and one of her cards and this lovely thing that you can put your stitch markers on. I can't even hold it open, but there you go. Awesome. That will be our grand prize number 1. Grand prize number 2. Sorry, I've got to put it back in its little bag to keep it safe. Is from Diabolical Yarns, who is a St. Louis dyer, and I wanted to support her, so I got us a skein of sock yarn. The colorway is Christmas is Coming, and here it is in all its glory. It is her sturdy sock base, which is 25% superwash wool and 75% superwash wool and 25% nylon, 100 grams, 432 yards. It's gorgeous. If you go on her site, there's a diagram of what it knits up like. So, and again, both shops are linked in the show notes. Sorry for the crinkling. But not really. So, also, we have an ongoing... Where do I put it? An ongoing baby hats for Heitai knit along. And if you notice, right over here, we have a co-host today. Because Pete and I are home alone. So hopefully he'll be good. He's been wanting to go outside a lot, and we're trying to break him of that. So sorry for the whining. Where was I? Okay. The baby hats for Haiti is ongoing until October. I am going to state today that we need to have everything in the mail by October 15th. And I'll end the thread on October 15th, and then the podcast after that I will draw for a winner, and I don't know what the prizes are yet. It'll be something wonderful. I hope. So anyway, that leads us to Story of the Week and Stash Enhancement. And in this section, it's going to be just short and to the point. There's no new stash, and the story is going to go along with everything that I've been working on and finished and what have you. So, because I had a not too great 2 weeks of knitting and repairing and the like. So, stay tuned for the stories. But until then, let's do the Health Pearl, which is also linked in the show notes. It is a 2-minute detox drink that helps burn fat, lower blood sugar, and high blood pressure. I got it off of of Facebook. It's a detox drink. So, the 2-minute detox drink helps you burn fat, lower blood sugar, and high blood pressure. So I'm going to show you the picture where it is linked. There's a link in the show notes. You can click on it. But I'm just going to read to you the article, the snippet. It says, no one likes to deal with illnesses, but they are usually easily treated. However, if you're experiencing some persistent health conditions, you should try out this detox remedy that will get you on your feet instantly. Aside from remaining healthy, you will perform a total body detox with this cure and boost metabolism. This portion is excellent when it comes to regulating the blood pressure, reducing fat, and normalizing the blood sugar. Then it gives the recipe is a teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of honey, and 12 to 16 ounces or 1 glass of water. Directions are to blend all ingredients well until the texture evens out. Drink remedy every morning on an empty stomach. It is better to always prepare fresh liquid instead of refrigerating it. And then it said, proceed with treatment for 3 months. So, and then it gives a description of the ingredients. Said cinnamon is popular for spice that prevents inflammation and treats insulin sensitivity, which I've heard before. Apple cider vinegar. I am taking a tablespoon with water every morning, but I think I'm going to switch to this to see how it works. So, apple cider vinegar stabilizes blood sugar due to the acidity. These benefits are published. But also apple cider vinegar. I've been taking it, I don't know how long, and it seems to help my joints. So, just so you know. Lemon juice alkalizes the body, and because it's full of flavonoids, it acts as a natural antioxidant. And because of its high content of vitamin C, it gets rid of the free radicals successfully and helps with diabetes as well. And finally, you get a total immune boost to perform better in your daily life. And honey contains significant nutrients such as enzymes, minerals, and polyphenols that encourage the body to heal faster and remain healthy. And it says that it was posted originally on Health Food House. So I'm going to try this, and I'll let you know what I think. Like I said, I believe that the apple cider vinegar that I'm drinking now is helping with my knees. So that's it. So now we're going to get into the knitting troubles. I have a finished object that I had an issue with. Which is the basic baby hat. And you can't blow it out. Let me try to bring it closer. There you go. This is a free pattern on Ravelry by Heather Tucker. I used my squares, US 6 4mm squares, 40-inch circular, and I did magic loop, and I used leftovers. This is from the last baby hat I did, the King Cole, and this is some reclaimed baby yarn from a baby Afghan I got at a thrift shop. So there you have it. The problem I had with this is when I got to the decreases, which it makes a very pretty decrease, but when I did my first round of decreases, I had less stitches than the pattern called for. So I can tell you the pattern because it's free. So you start out, you knit 4, knit 2 together, slip, slip, knit, knit 4. Do this around. So guess what I did? Instead of doing knit 4, knit 2 together, slip, slip, knit, knit 4. That was 1. I should have done knit 4, knit 2 together, slip, slip, knit, knit 4. But instead, I didn't, when I started it, I didn't do knit 4, knit 2 together, slip, slip, knit, knit 4, and then knit 4. So I was like 4 or 5 stitches less than I had. So I had to tink it back. I did. I tinked it back and I did it, and I got this really cute. So that was the first. It really isn't knitting when knitting attacks or when knit happens. It's like when I'm not following the pattern. So it's my fault. So that's the finished object. So I've only got 2 works in progress because the socks I don't have a clue what I'm going to do with. And that's all. The socks, and I'm still like got the crocheted what is it? Market bag. I do a few rounds every once in a while, but not in the last couple of weeks. So anyway, I'm going to show you in my bag from Knit Spin Farms, Joanne. I have a new project that you haven't seen before. This is a modified sunrise shawl that I'm modifying from a recipe from Jay's Knit and Purl Jam. And I did link it. When you click on the modified sunrise shawl, it will take you to the video from YouTube of Jay's Knit and Purl Jam. And she has a sunrise shawl that I'm just like, I kept looking at it and I kept wanting to knit it, but I didn't want it to be, hers was like really like very not, didn't go up very much, and then she knitted across the back straight, and then, so here's what I'm doing. I love this lace, and I decided that I'm showing you the front, that every other row I'm doing an increase until I get as wide as I want it to be, and then I'm going to start the decreases. So it'll be worn. This is it'll be worn like this. This is at the neck. Yeah. So on this one, I knitted about 3 rows, and then I realized I had forgotten to do my increases. So I had to tink back through lace. 3 rows. So, but I did it, and now I'm back up. But this is a new project. I just started it. Did I run? I don't even know when I started it. I don't know. It was probably 2 weeks ago on the weekend, because this was something that I was having issues with and having time. So anyway, let me tell you about the yarn, which was another issue. The yarn I bought several months ago. It is Lion Brand Yarns Ice Cream Big Scoop. It's a huge big thing. The color is Strawberry Fraise. So it's 100% acrylic. When I went to try to pull out the ball, pull out the, how you pull out on the skein, there's a huge big knot in the skein. So I just rolled off a big ball of it, and I'll probably roll off another because I am not dealing with that yarn barf in the middle. I mean, I can't even pull it out. It's such a big mess. So I'm using my Knitter's Pride, I think, Dreams needles. Yeah, Knitter's Pride Dreams, and it's a US 7, 4.5 millimeter, and it's a 40-inch circular, and I love it. I think that it's going to be a very beautiful shawl when it's done. I love this design, this chevron little design. So I recommend you going over, clicking on it and enjoying a little of Jay's knit and purl jam. But this is just a recipe that I modified. Here's my little notes right there. So, and the second thing that, if I had podcasted last week, would have been a finished object, because I supposedly finished it on August 2nd. That would have been last week. Yeah. Except I was not happy. So I did it according to the pattern. This is the Messalina shawl, which is a paid pattern on Ravelry by K.F. Jones of the Bakery Bears. The yarn is this beautiful English rose. It's Malabrigo Aurora. English rose is the colorway. I bought this yarn with my birthday money, and so the 9th. I finished it on the 9th. How do I tell you this story? I finished it according to the pattern. I knew that it was going to be small for me. It wasn't even my wingspan, but I was hoping that it was superwash wool and that it would grow. So I went ahead, bound off, soaked it, blocked it out as best I could. When it dried, I brought it up and it's too small. I couldn't even wear it forward without it just bunching up because it wasn't good. And I was trying to decide if I was going to live with it or not. And I decided I wasn't going to live with it. This was my birthday yarn, and I wanted it to be something special, and I wanted to be able to use it. So I have to show you a picture because when I got to the end of the pattern, I knew that it wasn't going to be big enough, but I didn't trust my own instincts, and the thought of trying to figure out the pattern, I just was hoping figure out the math to make it bigger. I was just hoping that it would be okay, but it wasn't. So Saturday, I had a plan. And if you follow me on Instagram, you already saw it. I put in a lifeline and I ripped out all of that border. And I was successful. It's back on the needles. That was my first big, oh my gosh, this is something special. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to drop stitches. So, but I didn't. And so here's the Messalina shawl. I'm using my US 7 4.5 millimeter 40-inch circular. My bag from Sheila. Thank God for bags. Love it. So I don't even know where I was last time. Probably there. But I knitted it to completion according to the pattern and blocked it and everything. You can kind of tell if you look close where the blocking happened and where I picked up stitches and continued. I love the pattern. Now I just need to knit probably 3 or 4 more pattern repeats, maybe more, and figure out the math and finish it again. I told you it was a paid for pattern on Ravelry by K.F. Jones. It's beautiful, and I want it to be something that I will enjoy using. So there it is. And that's all of my projects. This has not been a good knitting, because when I got last week around Wednesday, when this was, I was not happy with it, and when I looked at my knitting on my other shawl and realized that I had to tink back, I was just like, done. I can't deal with it right now. I don't have time. So Saturday morning, I sat down with my coffee and the Sockmatician and tinked back the one successfully. I didn't lose any stitches in the lace, and put in my lifeline and ripped back on the Messalina shawl. And it was funny. I was watching him, and he was talking about how he took the needles out of Dan's double knitting hat and just like ripped back what he had done messed up, and how they were like freaking out. I would not have been able to rip back my shawl without a lifeline. There would no way. Anyway, that's all the knitting. We're going to go now we're doing Pinterest and Stumble. So if you're still interested, still with me, here we go. Hopefully there will be no more technical issues. Pinterest, there are 2 pins that are like life hack things that I thought were kind of like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. So they are, the first one is about pineapple juice. I can't make it bigger. Nope. Okay. Just information. Pineapple juice is 500 times more effective for helping you stop coughing than cough syrup is. Pineapple juice contains that word, which can combat infections and eradicate the bacteria. So there you go. The other one is a stain remover. Did you know that chalk will remove all grease stains? Simply rub the stain with chalk and toss it in the washer as normal. There you go. Those 2 helpful hints. And the Stumble this week is just kind of like something I was reading and got really tickled about. Kids and Proverbs. I'm not going to read it all. The first one. Okay, this is the thing is, a first grade teacher collected well-known proverbs. She gave each child in her class the first half of the proverbs and asked them to come up with the remainder of the proverbs. Their insight may surprise you. It made me giggle. So the first one is better safe than, and what she picked out was punch a 5th grader. So it's better to be safe than to punch a 5th grader. Strike while the bug is close. It's always darker before daylight savings time. I'm not going to read it all. But guys, you have to go and click and read it. It is so funny. Don't bite the hand that looks dirty. You can't teach an old dog new math. Happy the bride who gets all the presents. I'm not reading them all. Laugh and the whole world laughs with you. Cry and you have to blow your nose. Okay, that's enough. But you guys, okay, I have to read this next one because it's so funny. None are so blind as Stevie Wonder. I'm sorry if that offends. It just, to me, is... I read it to Ted, and he got a kick out of it, too. In case you don't know, Ted is blind. And Ted is my significant other. So, that is it. So, thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging in there. I hope you've hung in here this long. If so, there is a link at the bottom of the show notes that has my Etsy store. Please click on it, go over, like a few things, and if you find something that you really, really can't live without, I will happily sell it to you. Thank you so much, you guys. See you next time. Bye.